Hey guys, so okay. I've been meaning to film this for a very long time and I don't know, I kept avoiding it. Obviously you know what this is from the title, but I am going to go on Goodreads and read 1-star reviews of my favorite books, yeah. I don't really know what to expect. I haven't looked at them prior to the video. I have not ever really read specifically 1-star reviews of the things that I've loved. So I don't really know what to feel, because I normally don't mind when people have different opinions, because like obviously we're all gonna have different opinions. So this might not even make it out there, because I might just be like, cool, that's your opinion. Or I might cry at the end of this, so suppose we'll just have to see. Let's start with Dark Matter. I can totally see, like, a lot of my favorite books, I can totally see why people wouldn't love them. But I don't know, like 1-star obviously is very extreme, so let's see what people are saying. The best part of theorizing about a multiverse with infinite realities is that somewhere there is a version of me that chose not to read Dark Matter. Oh my god, savage! Just so you know, no spoiler tags, because A, this book is horrible and you shouldn't waste your time on it, and B, I have to spoiler tag every other sentence. Just put it on spoiler, man. Don't be like that. Nah, mate, nah. Just because you didn't like the book, don't ruin it for people who might, okay? Okay. That one just says, thanking God that's over. I've had a couple of those recently, actually. What an absolutely mediocre masturbatory best guy fantasy? What the hell? Have I read a different book? I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty in tune with noticing these type of things, and it didn't really bother me. If you enjoy being told the main character is smart only to watch them be a complete idiot for the entire story, then this is the testosterone-driven shitshow for you. What is with all of this male hating comments? Like, I mean, main character being described as smart and doing dumb things. If every character would do only smart things. Also, smart is a term that has many meanings. It depends on who you ask. But that's basically any plot, pretty much. At some point, some character is gonna do something dumb. Otherwise, it would be 3 pages of ta-da, the end. Obviously, it could be like them struggling against the outside factors and them being actually smart. I mean, you can do one thing and depending on your views, that will either be smart or dumb. Obviously, there are some things that just like objectively kind of dumb, and a lot of things like that happen in books. It's just welcome to storytelling, guys. Okay, let's do The Name of the Wind. Though I will say I am rereading it very soon, and I have not read this since like 2014 or ish. Something like that. So I really need a refresher, but let's go. Let's shit on my favorite things. Okay. His world is about as strange and dangerous as a mashed potato sandwich. Have you even read the same book? What the hell? I mean, it depends on how you see a dangerous world, but like, I mean, he loses a lot of people in the process and is homeless for many pages of the book, beaten multiple times. I don't really know if that's not dangerous. Then like, I mean, where have you grown up? And this is not about this review in particular. I don't know if you guys noticed, but a lot of 1-star reviews, and like not all of them, but a lot of them have this like undertone of being very particular about their wording. Like, thesaurus was there for them every step of the way in every sentence. It's very kind of entitled and posh writing. It's very much like prestigious. I read my books with 15 magnifying glasses and I only like the best of things, and reading often is above me. Or is it just me? I don't know. Like, a lot of this is like, just tell me what you don't like. Maybe I'm just an uncultured swine. I mean, it's possible. This one says, I really dislike the main character to the extent that I couldn't get more than 1/3 through it. The other problem I had was the language. Quote's eyes are described as shards of ice. Just a sentence before his voice is likened to a sharp steel blade. ah well, there's lots of other high fantasy in the world. I totally get that, man. I totally get that. The books are told from Quote's perspective. Not actually, no. The books are told through Quote's telling the story of his life. So it is very much an unreliable narrator because he's exaggerating all of his skills. Saying something people can sometimes forget because obviously it's just at the beginning of the book and then it's just the story. But he's telling the story about himself, so he's making himself like very out there. And I can totally see that getting on a lot of people's nerves. To me, it's humorous and I like that exaggeration, but I totally see that being super annoying. And he did write that book very flowery in descriptions, like a little bit similar to Strange the Dreamer, which I also enjoyed, so you know. It didn't bother me then, but we'll see if it'll bother me this time around, hopefully not. Here's another one. This must have been Rothfuss's wish fulfillment because the main character is infused with much beauty and exhaustive intellect to the point he is no more than a caricature. Again, I think people just do forget that this is told by Quote about himself, so it's meant to be like that, but I get that it might be annoying. Terrible pacing, overextended and overblown plot, passable prose, a deficient characterization, poor addition, and structure mediocre world building with deficient structuring, irritating romance, and a protagonist that reads like a juvenile exercise in self-indulgence. Need I add more so it's clear why I didn't enjoy this? This is a very passive-aggressive one. Irritating romance, 1000%. I really did not like that. Really was not a fan of Dana. I'll see how it is this time around. Like, I'm very excited to see what my opinion changes in what aspects, but I getcha in that one, I getcha. Passable prose. Yikes. Terrible pacing. I will say that it took me 2 times to get into this book because I tried reading it at one point and I got to the point where he's like homeless and stuff as a kid, and that was hard for me to get through because it did feel a bit slow. So it definitely has a slow start, but so do a lot of big high fantasy books. Not that that's an excuse, it's just an observation. Overextended and overblown plot. Overextended I could possibly get, but we're learning a whole new world. And I don't like it when books rush through things, especially if I'm enjoying the characters, which I very much did in that one, with like tiny exceptions. And I don't really know what overblown plot means in this case, because I feel like overextended and overblown plot would then maybe contradict itself, but maybe I'm just understanding it not the way they wrote. Oh my god! I read this entire fucking book aloud to my high school boyfriend. This could say something about young love, or it could say something about my desperate insecurity and willingness to do whack shit for a boy's approval because I had been socially conditioned to think that that was the most important thing I could earn. My bet's on the ladder. Girl, why? 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 This book is kind of hot garbage, honestly, just like my boyfriend was. Dickens Orphan becomes Harry Potter, except the magic system is ripped off from Earthsea. Also, the Dickens Orphan is a raging Mary Sue and a deeply unlikable, uninteresting, pretentious little prick. To be honest, that doesn't sound bad. Okay, let's move on to another book. Let's do The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. It was when the thief and the mage pulled out a whiteboard and started drawing a flowchart of how to conquer the fantasy kingdom that I realized, wait, I'm just reading some sad bastards D&D campaign. I'm not sure what purpose fiction serves, but I am positive this is not it. Again, all of these negatives for you guys, to me, is just like, hell yeah, I'm into that. Wow, this book would have benefited from having no characters. What? Taking as an encyclopedia of a sad and dreary and unrelentingly Euroclonal world with a regimented, systematized, and utterly demystified magic. So dude, like, I got tired reading that. Quite possibly the most infuriating book I have ever read. The storyline is immense and one of the most original I have ever come across, but the way it's written is pretty poor. There are a few typos, which I won't blame entirely on the author, but there are also grammatical errors and sentence structures that are a bit iffy. And I'm not talking about the way Spook speaks. That's fair. I thought actually going into these comments for this book that it will be mostly about his writing style because it's fairly simplistic, which I personally really love. I didn't really notice many mistakes, but I've read them like fairly later on, so maybe they were spotted and edited before that. Okay, let's do one more and then I'll go because I have to go back to work and it's getting like late. This is taking a while. Let's do Illuminate by Jake Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. The DNF at 30%. This book is written in epistolary format and it has the honor of being the most annoying book I've ever read this year. Some people love that stuff. I ain't one of them. It's fair enough. I love the format. I would not change it at all. I want more books like that. I was living for the format, but I can totally see why people would not like it. Oh wow. Yikes, dudes, this is a lot of hate. Like, I understand disliking a book and I understand feeling pretty strongly about it, but it's just a book. Like, chill, it's fine. Do you not have other things to worry about? Like, you know, I hate this book, I hate this format, I hate the characters, I hate the humor. I hate the stupid ass fucking sarcastic and funny humor. Okay. I'm like terrified of this person. Like, please don't come for me ever. Anyway, I really need to go, but if you guys enjoyed this and enjoy seeing me suffer, mainly I just kind of laughed because people get really angry and it's kind of hilarious to me. Like, I get angry and it's hilarious to me looking back at myself being angry. So if you guys enjoy this, I could possibly make a part 2 about other books that I enjoy because this is obviously not all of the books that are my favorites, but yeah, let me know what you thought and let me know if any of these books that I named here are books that you rated 1 star, and if so, why? And if you rated them 5 stars as well, let me know. Basically, let me know how you rated them. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you're nice and calm. Have a wonderful evening or day or whatever part of the day it is there. And stay awesome, stay kind, and I'll see you very soon, guys. Bye!